Chapter. Since I posted my video on making these great masks on Friday night, I don't know if you guys have tried to watch this and make some of your own, but elastic is in short supply. And so I think I've made about, I don't know, 40. I've given some away. I took some over to our local vet, and then I had a friend come pick up about 10 for her sister that is a nurse. And so I have lots more to make. You guys can see I've got a stack of material over there. I'm ready to go, and I've got a whole lot cut out over here. I've already put a whole bunch ready to go. But guess what? I'm out of elastic. And so went to the store, and it is in short supply. Even went out and thought maybe I could pick up some from Amazon, and it's out till April. So what happens when you can't get what you need? You get creative. And so I went to Walmart today, and I picked up these comfort head wraps, and I also picked up some of the sport wrap headbands. And so thought that those could work as an alternative. So I want to show you guys, I've done a few test runs to see what works best and what doesn't work. So this was my first run at doing just a straight headband. So it definitely worked. We put it on, but the pleats aren't really good. It's really hard to get good pleats when the bands were so thick right here. So that was idea number one. Idea number two was to leave the band completely intact. And so this one, I was able to get the pleats in really well, and I kept it intact. What this would be good for is if we've got somebody that's got a ponytail, stays on really nice. Without a ponytail, this mask does not stay in good. So I didn't think that was my best option. Another option I had was to cut the headband in half and zigzag it. Now, if you guys have got sergers, this is definitely a viable option. I would tell you it just doesn't have as nice of a clean finish to it. So I have a better option there for you guys. But before I get to that, I want to also show you that the head bands work really well, or the sport band, I should say. And that works really nice, good replacement. The only downfall to this one is 5 come in a pack, and you can only make 1 mask per band. So from an expense side, it's a little bit more expensive, but they definitely work really good. So I've got 4 more bands here. I'll definitely be finishing up some of my masks with these bands. But my other idea was to actually cut the band right down the middle and turn it inside out. So I did that, and I've got a whole bunch made up here, and it works really well. The trick to doing these, and I learned this trick years ago when I was in home ec in 8th grade, is I am actually going to take one of the bands, and let's just go ahead and grab one and we can do one together. And so what I actually do is, all I'm going to do is cut off the seam here. And then, now if you've got a serger, you can definitely don't need to do this step. But this is if you just have a sewing machine. So I'm going to pull my sewing machine out so you guys can see. I'm going to sew a straight line down my band, and then a straight line just right next to it. And so you'll see what I mean. So I put my needle in the right hand position, and I'm going to put it down, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew all the way down the strip, and I'm going to flip it around, and I'm going to come up. So what it's going to leave is a seam right here and a seam right here, and then I'm going to take my scissors and cut right down that seam. That way I've got a nice, clean, even finish, and when I turn it inside out, I know that I've got everything covered, and then it's a nice clean finish. And the cool thing about these ones is, with the other ones that I've made over here, it's all white. Why not add another punch of color to the headbands, excuse me, to the mask with these headbands? So let's do this one really quick. I'm going to go ahead and do this, but I'll fast forward it through on the video, and I'll show you exactly what I mean here. so I'm going to move my machine right out of the way here. And then it might be hard to see, but I've actually got a seam right down here and a seam right here. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut in between those two seams. And that is giving me a nice straight finish. I know I've got all of my elastic covered. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to take a safety pin. I did have one laying here. Here it is. I'm just going to take a safety pin and I'm going to put it right in there. And then I am just going to turn this the other way around. So then basically, you guys, our steps are exactly the same. So I'm not going to put the entire mask together. I just really wanted today to give you guys some options for elastic, since there's definitely a shortage. And I know I'm not the only one experiencing it, because I keep seeing lots of posts on Facebook on what to do. Now, some people are putting tie straps on. It's definitely another option. I just wanted to find something that would work with work like elastic, and I just thought the idea of going to the hair products was a good idea to do. So there we go. I've got that all pulled. I'm just going to cut it in half, and then I'm going to use that as the elastic, and so just like we did on Friday, and I'll make sure I link that one below. One other thing I wanted to let you know that I have started doing also is just to add a little bit more texture, or not texture, weight to the mask, is I am adding in some interfacing. And so here I've got material all ready to go, and you can see on every other one I've put some interfacing in. So it's just another option. You definitely don't need to, but it just really helps hold those pleats in place. So I hope you like this idea for some alternatives to elastic. Here again, as a reminder, is the one with the sport band. Definitely quick and easy, because all you have to do is cut it, but you can only make one mask per band. The other one is to use the headband option and cut it, and you can make two masks with each one of these. Now, definitely easier if we could get some elastic back in, but until that happens, these are just a couple ideas. So really hope you like this quick replacement for elastic today. And if you guys have come up with any other ideas on what to do if you cannot get elastic, please let me know. And if you have any questions, make sure you leave them in the comments below. Thanks for joining me today, and if you're new to my channel, please click on the subscribe button below, and if you click on the little bell, YouTube will notify you each time I have a new video. And don't forget to check out my blog at funstuffcrafts.com.